you ever noticed when you try to go use a shotgun and the action is sticky? Well, do you know why that is? Most of the time, when the action gets gummed up or stuck, it's because of lack of cleaning. I've been shooting clay pigeons for a few years now, and I've hunted with a shotgun for many years. And I never used to clean my gun until I realized how bad it was for it. And now I clean it after every use. Like most people, they forget to clean it after every use because it's too much work, or they're just lazy, or they don't know how. But today I'll show you how to clean a shotgun properly. And I'll also oil it. Now there's 3 main steps that can be broken down into smaller steps. First one is the disassembly, when you take the whole gun apart. The next one is the cleaning part, where you clean all those small individual pieces. And the final one is the reassembly of the gun and the oiling. So I'll start with the disassembly. What you have to do first is you have to remove this end cap. But you have to do it slowly because there's a pressurized spring behind it. You want to make sure there's no shells in the magazine, because otherwise there's even more pressure on the spring. So you pull the cap off and you pull the spring out. The next part is you take off the barrel. This is easy because the barrel just slides off once that nut is off. The next part can be a little tricky because you have to reach up inside the magazine here and push a little lever. But once you do that, all you have to do is slide the action forward, and then it just slides right out. Now you have the slide out, and you have the bolt and the carrier out. The final part to this assembly is taking off the trigger. To do this, you'll need a small screwdriver or something else that can push pins. All you have to do is put it on the pin and push it through. Sometimes if they don't go one way, you have to push it and go the other way. And then the whole trigger assembly just kind of slides out of there. So now your gun is completely stripped down and it's ready to clean. First part to cleaning would be the cleaner. For the bolt, I just add it to a rag, paper towel. Now wipe the bolt down really well. Cleaner takes pretty much any residue off of there. And you want to make sure to get way up inside there where the firing pin is. Then I do the carrier, just because it's close and easy to get. Then I just quick wipe these slides, and then I do all the little trigger pieces, making sure not to lose any springs or anything like that. I don't disassemble it because it just takes a long time, and if you're going to oil it anyway, you don't really have to. And finally, I clean inside this. get all the small dirt pieces out of there. Now it's time for oiling. You start with the trigger pieces just because it's the first part to reassemble. And you just add a few drops of lubricating oil. To any parts that look like they may move. Then you can put the trigger back in. Again, that just slides in there. And you just push the small pins all the way through. And then the bigger pin goes in the back. Next it's the bolt and carrier. Again, I just add a few drops of oil to around the firing pin. And that's it, because nothing else moves. So now you have to put everything back on. So you just slide this over the top, making sure to get it lined up. Then you add this carrier in there. And the bolt goes right on top of that with the small hole facing forward. Now to slide this all back in, you have to reach underneath there and push the bolt stop in again. The final part to reassembly is add in the barrel, which you can bore clean just by pushing this all the way through, pulling it back out. Now that's cleaned. And then you slide this over the top of the magazine and into the barrel slot. Drop the spring in. Add the cap. And the gun is now cleaned and ready for storage until the next time it is used. So to conclude, what I did was I disassembled the shotgun. I cleaned it, then I oiled it, and I put it all back together. And that is how you properly clean a shotgun.